Welcome back, friends, to Occultists Anonymous, episode 101 Dalmatians. I mean, I've been sitting on that since 2 weeks ago. Welcome back. As always, the Rookery, the Occultists Anonymous, is sponsored by the Onyx Path, Roll20, and viewers like you. Thank you very much to our supporters who do cool stuff like basically pay for us having this cool art, getting us a bell, getting us mics, all sorts of stuff like that. Thank you very, very much. Sorry, I'm still floored if you guys missed it from last episode. Twitch guys are like, I just heard about this, but we were literally talking about it during the break. Holy crap, the art from Brenna, the comic. It's awesome. Go check it out. It's on Patreon. For YouTube guys, Twitch guys, it's not there yet. But we're going to have it uploaded so you guys can gawk over it as well. Yes, thank you very much to all our supporters. Sorry, from starting it off with, you got more of that mana? Bernie. Thanks, Bernie. Noctal has started a trend, and we might have to have a talk about this. Firekeeper, Usuf Saba, Thomas, Terry, Cinna, Sebastian, Schmitty, Ryan, Royvisgrad, Puppeteer, Perry, Not Michael, Noba, Moku, Michael, Melissa, Lance, Catfeathers, Julian, Josh, John, Jenny, James, It's Michael, Giovanni, Emil, Doc, Danny, Dancing in the Tomato, that's Noctal, Brandon, Badur, Algos, Alexander, Alan, Michael, and Al. Thank you guys very much for your support. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. If you are not supporting us on Patreon, that's fine. We don't hold it against you. People have got money problems enough with this weird pandemic thing. Don't stress. Subscribe, follow. We appreciate it. Share with your friends. Tell them to come watch these dumb nerds play a mage game about magic nerds. Except for Songbird, who's not
a nerd.
Yes. Muscle Wizard cast fist. Right. So when we last left our Cabal, they had realized, okay, we're playing catch up to this armory that is moving, and we are one step behind. So Wyrd says, I got two ideas. We're going to make us, Atratus had the idea. We're going to do a different spell. We're going to plan for where it's going to be, now that we know it's moving. And Wyrd said, why don't we go into the astral to see if we can find the concept of this Tetrarch's armory and see what information we can gather from it in order to help our search in the physical material world, the fallen world, whatever term you want to use. Hi, Layla. Hi, Matt. Cameos. So yes, we pick up with Songbird, Wyrd having finished that spell, and you guys making some plans of how you want to proceed. Of course, Songbird is over here, not to mention from last week, have to figure out how to make a dominion, a place where prime magic itself sits heavily on the material world. No big deal. So what are we up to, gang?
Yeah, what are you going to do after lunch?
I did want to, this is maybe something I did over the course of the 6 months, but sure. I'll do it now.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to make a set of rings for everyone.
Oh, okay. What do these rings do?
Well, they're made of thaumium.
Ooh, that's right.
So what thaumium does.
Oh.
Thaumium lets you, it has a pool of mana. And if you are subject to a spell that you do not want to be on you, it rolls my Clash of Wills.
Off of Prime, if I remember correctly?
Matter, because it's the matter spell to create
right.
Thaumium. So yeah, this is, I guess, advanced scale plus some stuff. This is Matter 4. It's a potency spell. Yes.
Now, are you
duration spell?
So basically, you've collected up the Aperon, Brontium, and Hermium. Oh, sorry, that's Sophis. The Orichalcum, Lunargent, and Hermium over the 6 months. Okay, cool.
Either collected or been working with Atratus to make like stocks of things that I have like a creative sort of set of materials now.
Yep.
All right, so I'm in my domain, so reach can go fuck itself.
Correct.
But I'm gonna swap it to potency primary.
Okay.
And then make it lasting.
Oh, right, because you don't care about duration at that point. That's smart. I dig that move.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna.
Yeah, that would just be 3 reach. That's brilliant. I wonder if they realize that.
Advanced scale. How many of us are there now?
Total in the Cabal, you have yourself, Atratus, and Wyrd.
5 mages plus 2 sleepwalkers.
Correct.
Okay, so -2 would get up to at least 10 things.
Mm-hmm.
Or do I need to go by total size of material?
No, because you're making 10 discrete items. You're not making one large.
Big item, yeah.
Yep.
The way I did like a bunch of little things, but it was one big thing.
Mm-hmm.
That I was then breaking or whatever. Because I know I've cast spells with advanced scale on like a square foot's worth of items.
Mm-hmm. But that was all like, they're all getting the same thing. In this case, he's making 10 distinct thaumium rings. Which, I mean, I imagine you might as well make 10.
Yeah.
And just...
Sure.
Right.
Have a stock.
Yep.
Some extras.
Yeah, sounds good. And I am doing this. One of the other things that we didn't touch on, but improving my station more along with having. So I figure that I would have. I haven't learned these rotes, but I have them inscribed, like copied over onto the materials of my forge.
Yeah, over the 6 months, have Colossus come by. I'm okay with that.
I can copy whatever rotes, whatever grimoires, even if I don't have the Arcana.
Right.
Like that's just prime 1. Mm-hmm. So it's just use my status and borrow a thing.
Yep. No, I just thought it was cooler having Colossus come over.
Yeah, that works too. But it's written in my blood.
That perfected chisel of blood.
Yep. Which gives me the rote quality.
Mm-hmm. Because you're casting it out of the grimoire. Mm-hmm. Would double your ritual duration, blah, blah, blah. But this has already happened in the past 6 months. I'm cool with that. Yep. Rolling
so
6
roll.
with rote.
So 6 with rote.
Mm-hmm. Cool. 3 successes. Which,
so now everybody's got this. Maybe this is me finishing off like right now, but
sure. I'm cool with that. And so potency 4, and it already had 4, so potency 8. So it has.
It's got a durability of 3.
Okay.
And mana pool of 5.
Cool. So everybody
and then
scribble that down. So effectively,
you have a clash of wills of 8 dice, protecting you against supernal magic that you don't want on you.
Mm-hmm. So it has a. Go ahead.
What's it? What material again?
It's called a thaumium ring. And so it will have a clash of wills of 8 against any spell that you don't want to touch you, and that spends a mana.
How many mana does it have?
5. And it can be recharged. Right now, Songbird is your only, recharge person around, but with channel mana, Songbird can move your own mana into the thing.
Okay.
And I figure that I'm probably crafting like a simple version of our Rookery symbol into like the signet. Like I'm picturing this very much as like a signet ring.
I dig that. Second quick question. Mm-hmm. Are you including any other arcana?
I don't know which ones would. I don't know what other
you don't have spirit
magic
death.
Falls under. Yeah,
that's true.
I don't know what other supernal or what non-supernal magic would fall under Force's life or. I mean, Prime is supernal magic, so like.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they're good anti-mage, but yeah,
Yep.
I don't think they come with anything else.
They won't apply to like vampires doing magic at us.
Right. Yeah, vampires. That would depend on what kind of vampire was doing stuff. If you had mind, kind of stuff.
Right.
But
Mhm.
Yep. But yeah, nonetheless, it's still a clash of wills against any supernal magic. So.
Mhm.
Oh, and it actually
Cool.
does call out Gnosis plus matter. Okay, that was the thing I was worried. I was like, how does matter clash against anything? Well, it's what the spell
Gnosis
does.
plus matter at the time of casting.
Yep. Cool.
So it doesn't go up if I do.
Right.
But
So yeah, super handy. Which, by the way, enemy mages definitely going to be having stuff like this because they're not all going to be so simple as Thanatos and Mashta.
I mean, they were just kind of chilling at their house. They weren't really.
But having a ring, and that's all you got to do is you got to wear the ring. Yeah.
this is why Songbird just punches people a lot of times.
Yep. Atratus cast gun, and it's worked.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, and I think Songbird, after kind of, not even like a ceremony, but just being like, hey, wear these, please. It's like, all right, y'all let me know when we're doing whatever we're doing, I guess.
Right.
Like, I think Songbird's very, like, just at this point, just fucking frustrated by not having already been done with this.
Right. It's 6 months. We did so much in a month and a half.
Yeah.
And now it's been
like 2 months.
that he's basically just like, all right, you know what? Y'all take care of this. Just let me know when it's time to
punch somebody.
something. Yeah, and I'm gonna go and head off to talk to Hadramiel.
Okay. Cool. Plans then for Wyrd or Atratus?
I wanted to check out the city. Like, I wanted to just take a walk and look for unusual ghost activity.
Cool.
Go hit up some graveyards and see if everything looks okay here.
Okay. What about Wyrd?
I'm just kind of like a mother hen sitting on a clutch of eggs.
So
for this thing to
so
be-
Wyrd, generally speaking, at this point, is kind of become super reclusive and basically just chills in the Rookery, like, headquarters command center thing. Okay.
Weird's the name now. Cool.
Yeah. Well, and you combine that with the fact that, she can call up scry windows on anybody.
Look at anything she wants to
Right.
see out there.
And I can also literally be anywhere at the same time while I'm in the Rookery, right? So
Right. Yeah. Space magic. It's not just for Masticos. Need that on a shirt. Anyways. So cool. Let us start with Atratus because I know what's going on there. What are you going to go talk to Hadramiel about, by the way, so I can start back
Start
further
planning.
into
Dominions.
Dominions. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So Atratus, you head out, and Rose tags along.
And I am going to have Gabe with me for this too. Like, he's not like here, but he's here.
But
It's not like physically manifested. But
oh yeah. Gabe at this point is super chill, like in these silent walks with you, especially because the little bit of familiar level of communication that you guys can do, and so yeah, you guys kind of bebop along. Rose has expressed an interest in her interest is definitely, and she and Network have kind of gabbed about it a little bit, but she's very interested in ephemeral beings at just across the board. So she's definitely getting spirit, but and she's a super newbie, so she's got 2 spirit, 1 life, right? But she's definitely interested in learning about ghosts and Goche, and she's heard
Stealing my character concept.
and she's heard a little bit about angels, but not like the prime angels, and so she's trying to figure out what that is all about. A lot of head shaking.
No.
Head shaking from Songbird. Yep. God Machine. Just in case you're
she's
wondering.
like, no, she doesn't want to know about those.
Right. Just in case anybody's wondering, the God Machine was made by the Exarchs. Like, if anybody tells you otherwise, that's how they play it at their table. This is how we play it at our table. God Machine was made by the Exarchs. Moving right along. Just, yes. I looked down in chat. Oh no, that's not good. Correct. These are things to be concerned about. But mages poke their nose into scary things all the time. But yeah, so she's walking along and she asks, Atratus, and she is trying to get, especially new as she is trying to get a grasp around, because how old is Atratus?
23.
Right. So this girl who's 50 years younger than her is vastly her superior in knowledge. And Rose is, she's a swell lady, but that concept is still messing with her head. But she's asked lots of questions because she's a new mage, and so just drinking in new knowledge. And she says, can you share when we get there to see them?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Cool. I'm not worried about you rolling it unless you want to. But yeah, you guys, which do you just head to like a local graveyard cemetery there in Manhattan, or are you headed over to New Jersey?
I want to go check out. Initially, I was thinking just like take a walk and see if I can notice anything unusual in this area. But now that you mention it, yeah, Rebecca mentioned their gates aren't getting anyone coming through, so okay. I want to go check out theirs.
Cool. So you make your way over to the historic Jersey City and Hersimus? Yeah, cemetery, the one that they have been, renovating and stuff like that with, their goats.
Where the parties were.
Yep. The parties still happening, though they are less frequent, mostly because the herd of ghosts that the Phantasm Society supported and took care of, they basically were given a choice. Come down to the underworld with us and be actually part of our crew, and we're going to put in some work, or we are going to find you new homes. And basically kind of because they didn't want to leave like these people unable to defend themselves from like reapers and stuff like that. They didn't want to leave them just there. So yeah, you make your way over to that graveyard. The only ghost there after casting, do you want to go ahead and roll it, or do you just not care?
I'll roll it. Let's see. It should be like, oh, my stats are different now. It's going to be like 14 dice.
4.
I figure at some point, like, Songbird definitely for low level spells probably just starts just not fucking around with Yantras. Like,
yeah, when you're throwing 8 dice at something. Yep, 8 or 9. But yeah, as you go ahead and cast this, when you get there, cool, 3 successes, yeah, no problem. And like her eyes kind of widen, and she's like, "Oh, hi, Gabe." Who's she seen before, but probably hadn't quite realized that he was right there. But yeah, you guys make your way to the cemetery, and there is some phantasmal ectoplasmic kind of resonance of, oh yeah, this is an active cemetery. There is some ghostly stuff accumulating here. There is the glorious gate, the Avernian gate. I almost forgot what it was called.
Seems like a Civil War bunker looking thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where it was like the actual sealed up, Civil War era bunker is closed, but the same doorway opens into the underworld itself. And the only ghost that you see is the rank 3 Civil War soldier, kind of youngish guy, who's standing there and standing at attention with his rifle, just watching. Is kind of his eternal vigil as the gate guardian, gate geist. I can't remember what the term is, but looks and sees you, and like it's a casual like sup to Gabe. Gabe gives him the sup back, but then looking at you and Rose kind of actually snaps a quick salute. Ma'am?
Hi. Rebecca's been saying that no one's coming through here anymore. Have you seen anyone?
They don't bury anyone new here anymore, so we don't have ghosts accumulating, but I haven't seen any ghosts drawn in. Time is funny, but the past while, and points at Gabe and says, Gabe's the only one I've seen, but that's only a couple times. Gabe usually uses the one under the even dart. But yeah, I haven't seen anybody in a while, which, now that you bring it up, is kind of odd. But and having spoken to this guy, I mean, he's been here for a couple years, and at this point, the sheer time compression, it's just like, was that a week or a month or a year? Not sure. I'm just kind of like, he zones out and stands guard, and the only time he freaks out is new ghosts, reapers showing up, so these subjective events, and he's just like, I can't remember how long it's been since somebody came through.
But it's been some time. You haven't seen any reapers? No one coming out?
Nobody's come out. I keep a close eye on that. Gabe and members of the Phantasm Society are the only ones I've seen come through, and they haven't come through in a while. Again, they usually use the even dart. But I would say, if you're looking for the more recent dead, one of the active cemeteries, and like he points unerringly, blam, to, I think there's 2 over in Jersey City, specifically, that are like actively in use. Those are more likely to have that kind of routine activity. This one is, well, especially after Rebecca and the rest of the crew kind of cleared this place out. This place is silent as a tomb. And he looks so proud of himself. Like, he's been working on that one, like the audible groan from Gabe.
But he said no one to say it to.
Right. And like Gabe, like the audible groan from Gabe, and Rose is just like, Rose is definitely taken aback because she's used to Gabe's complete irreverence, but Gabe is at this point, a very unusual ghost. But this guy who's looks like, literally the History Channel pulled into reality,
making puns
and proud of them.
Okay, well, thank you. I guess I'll go check out those to see if I can find out what's up.
Okay. If there's anything I need to know of around these places, let me know, or just send Gabe. You don't need to come down yourself, man.
We'll tell you if we find anything that might affect you here.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Cool. And Rose, I realize, is probably driving. And you guys head over to one of the more active, current, modern, whatever, graveyards.
One that people are still being buried in.
Right. And similar to the historic graveyard, the Phantasm Society hit this place to do the recruitment. But a lot of these are newer ghosts, and they're not tied in with the crew in the same way. So already Gabe knew, it's like, oh yeah, there's more ghosts here and stuff like that. But when you arrive, it literally is empty. There is no gate, Vernian gate, Geist.
Oh, the gate's gone.
The gate is there. The Geist, the first person buried who comes up as the Geist and guards the gate and stuff like that, not there as well.
That's not good.
Yeah. Gabe kind of looks over, gives Rose a look as Atratus, the necromancer, goes, "That's not good." They both kind of look at each other and go, And Gabe says, yeah, one sec, and using crazy ghost speed, zooms about and does a quick zip back and forth, and comes back and goes, it's literally empty.
Okay.
And the other thing I'll give, especially because you've cast Speak with the Dead and Death Sight or Death Mage Sight, like this place almost feels inactive. Like as far as ectoplasmic ghostly energy, EKG readings, whatever.
There's nothing.
It feels like where the Puck building is. Like it feels like could be a residential or industrial area. There's almost like no necromantic energy here. Like the gate is still there, and that's kind of got that kind of pulse of death essence, but like this place feels devoid of death.
It's been like scrubbed, kind of.
That's a decent feel for it. Yeah, it's like somebody came through and cleaned it up. Because let's be honest, death energy doesn't exactly like feel great.
Okay.
Depends on your point of view, I suppose.
I'm pretty sure even ghosts are not pretty like, oh yes, I'm dead.
No. Okay. I want to
splash my face with that, and we're good.
I guess turn on all my active mage sites and go around and just try to see if I can find any evidence of what might have done this.
Okay. So mind, death, and matter acted womp, and imagine you mentioned something, and Rose is like, okay, turns on her life and spirit, and looking around, and the world of Stygia, right, comes rushing at Atratus, and you're used to, especially now, this world of shifting decay, seeing the inevitable end of things, the tombstones, wearing down to the point of having no text on them and stuff like that, and you're used to seeing shades and, well, whatever, the shades of Stygia. I can't remember the two firms, Wraiths and something else, or actually Wraiths, maybe, whatever.
Thought they were specters.
Specters and Aperons.
Aperons, yeah.
Yeah, there are Aperons here and there. Kind of what you normally expect for things that are like clinging to matter, especially like some of the statuary or the really nice mausoleum kind of spaces and stuff like that. Things, objects that are some value and some weight to them. There are no specters.
Huh. Yeah, this is not right.
One might say you sense a disturbance in the force.
She can't detect forces.
Sure, fair point. But yeah, this is very, very odd.
Yeah, there's no evidence of any spells having been cast here.
Not that it involve death, matter, or mind.
I'm trying to think of what could.
And Rose mentions nothing for life or spirit either.
Prime to purge a supernal.
It's possible. Prime 4 and 5.
That's what I'm thinking, considering what I'm not seeing.
Also, Prime could do stuff with moving the resonance around.
Getting rid of the death resonance.
Disconnecting the gate.
Yeah, the gate is
the
there.
Gate active?
The gate is there, but like most Avernian gates, they're naturally closed. So one would have to open them.
But that doesn't mean a gate could still be there, but not actually locked up.
It's very true.
Like a locked storm cellar sort of thing.
I guess I want to go around and see how widespread this seems to be.
Okay. So you hit the other nearby cemetery that the Guardian had pointed out, and it is similarly empty.
Okay. Yeah, not great. just want to go back to New York and see if ours here are like that also.
Okay. So
like, I'm trying to get a feel of how
widespread, right?
Yeah.
So you and Rose hop in the car with Gabe and start driving, and I imagine you go back to the cemetery where Catherine had been buried, and we'll catch up with you in a minute. Songbird, you head over to meet up with Hadramiel. And Hadramiel, at this point, especially you are his provost, you know where Hadramiel lives, and have actually been given to his personal sanctum. While he does the big work at the church, that is a big thing that he does with a couple other Abrimos and what used to be his cabal. They've kind of split up. They have other purposes, but they share a space. They don't call themselves a cabal anymore, especially now that Hadramiel's on the council. They're like, you got other stuff.
Doesn't leave too much time. Yeah.
Say that one more time.
I said doesn't leave too much time.
Right.
To do cabal things.
Yep. And so you have a number of places to meet him. Do you have any particular place that you would prefer to meet him?
Sanctum?
Okay. His sanctum?
Yeah.
Okay. So you head up into not Brooklyn.
Queens?
Thank you. And he has a house that is not his home. That is his dedicated sanctum space.
Very like King of Queens, brownstone townhouse kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, blends in with everything, but it has, you've seen from the inside the sheer number of supernal veiling
Words
words
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he has hidden this place away. You let yourself in with a key. Probably gave him a text, "Hey, I'm coming over," kind of thing. Please don't blast me as I walk in.
Don't have the sanctum blast me.
Right. And he is basically sitting before, or actually not sitting before, but sitting in a ritual space. And you could feel him working mana around a basically a scepter. With just a quick look over it, you can see some like papal, Pope, Catholic symbolism, but it's not like normal. Well, let's be honest, the Catholics don't actually put papal symbols on scepters. So very quick, Paternoster stuff, which as you've come to know Hadramiel outside of his concilium stuff, is the other reason that he doesn't do Cabal stuff. The Cabal was not on board with his whole Paternoster hate and like him going out of his way to find their plots and stop them. He's got a thing for that, right? So he's, basically digging into what appears to be some kind of imbued item or artifact. And he doesn't look up. Just like there's a little like hand, like, hey, I acknowledge your presence, as he kind of works on this.
I mean, and things like this are probably like have happened before. So like Songbird very much just comes in and just waits.
Right. And he's like, for it being a sanctum place, there's a couch, there's a spare bedroom upstairs, stuff like that. You basically, like get yourself a snack out of the fridge, oh, we lost a Craig. What does this do to OBS? Well, Chris is okay. Drew is okay. Ash, however, we have half of you on. You're almost right down the center.
In the middle.
Yep. So once, yep. Now you are Craig. I'll go the other way. And now you're Ash. So hopefully we will get Craig back momentarily, folks. Be right with you. He appears to be offline even on Discord. So, good.
Hi.
Welcome back, Craig. You good? Oh.
Yeah, I've already rebooted, that's all.
Oh, no. Okay. Were you able to keep the other Audacity recording? Did it survive? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just figured I'd make your life easier and start up a new one with the reconnect, yes.
Okay.
Okay, but you still have both. Good.
Right. Okay. Sorry. Moving on, folks. Nothing to see here. So you spend a couple minutes just kind of making, little snack or whatever, before he basically kind of exhales and sets the thing aside and says, "Back for you later, asshole." Songbird. And basically, for anybody who's wondering, why is he taking so long? It's because he's literally doing the long-term, like week by week investigation, focus mainly. So, Songbird, what can I do for you? Ooh, I don't like that face. That face is like project face. All right.
Yeah.
Like move some stuff on the couch, set stuff, and sits down, to hash it out.
I'm gonna say a couple words, and then we're gonna just sort
your
of
head's gonna explode.
Say the first thing that comes to mind. Okay, Dominion.
Mm-hmm.
Lilith.
Uh-huh.
Favor.
Okay. Now
I return from the edge of the ocean Ouroboros.
Okay. And I'm gonna just take a guess that you don't mean Dominion by you went to Lilith's Dominion.
No.
Okay.
I need to make one for her.
Songbird. You bring me the best headaches.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I mean, like, I'll admit, I'm on board with this.
Yeah, I figured you would be.
Okay, so what are we... I mean, there's some easy ways to do it, and some harder ways, and some better ways, and what's our end goal?
It has to be a sustained, I'm assuming, dominion dedicated to Lilith and to nothing else.
Okay. So, and like, he gets up from the couch and begins to pace. And says, okay, so Lilith, personification of awakened will and desire to do things.
Absolute truth.
Truth, sure, yeah. Okay, so, and knowing you, we're not looking to enshrine somebody with authority over awakened will, because I have a problem with that, and you are far more, can I say anarchist? Is that offensive?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, sure. And like the local area, oh, sure. Awakened will, mages, sure, we'll enshrine the hierarch. We're not doing that.
Yeah, I mean, that was my first thought was you, but then immediately
no,
I was
thank
like,
you.
No, that's a bad idea. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
The other thing is dominions are, well, they're kind of like generational. Like,
Sure.
the one dominion that I know I can find is in good old England and is Arthur's kids.
Oh.
Yeah. And so, yeah, like the whole, the once and future king, it's literally happening. There's a local concealment that just basically keeps nudging it on for another generation. Yeah, that's a thing. So,
well, before we get into like the what, maybe the how is where we start.
I mean, my personal view on stuff is it actually makes this kind of easy, and it's holy anointing. And I mean, I'm gonna throw some biblical stuff at you here, so sit back
Sure.
and enjoy.
I mean, I did say the words Dominion and Lilith, so I think you're allowed.
Sure. But like, it's like, I mean, classic, biblical stuff is anointing somebody for some purpose And like, I mean, we can go heavily with like authority and talk about somebody being in charge, but we don't necessarily need to be political with it. You know, we could anoint somebody to a purpose and say they're like a committee member, you know, and like this is going to be the leader for this community, or excuse me, committee. We don't necessarily need to be like the hierarch. You know, we could be like this guy cleaning up the streets of crime, and we'll go find the Punisher. Bad idea. But you know, like if we have, well, if you have, you know, a purpose that you want to kind of enshrine somebody to, we could like that's the, you know, my biblical leaning is.
I mean, my only thought is like something beyond just like a, you know, Western Christian take on it, but something that exists everywhere is the wise man on the mountain.
Sure. You have a local guru that we want to, right?
I don't.
I mean, I'll admit it. The oldest, wisest, you know, person I know is either undead or your buddy Judd. And Judd's a great guy, not exactly quite wise man on the mountain levels yet.
Yeah, he's really taken to the whole beating people with sticks part. I'm so proud of him.
Yeah, I know. I tried to nudge him the other way, but it's like he has such wise ancient wisdom. Turns out, no, not really. Yeah,
No.
turns out, by the way,
Just
Judd,
because
just
he's
a
from
shepherd.
500 years ago, just still kind of a meathead. All right, well, something to think about. Do we involve a supernal? I know that can help.
I mean,
I like how you've just sort of enveloped him into this now, because now it's a we thing. It's not a Songbird thing anymore. It's now a we thing.
When you talk provost and counselor, there's a we thing.
Sure.
Because anything
And
that
I also
Songbird does,
I also know that like this is right up in his wheelhouse because he loves, like, his legacy is about studying. I believe I only have gotten vague hints. I don't get to know, but
no. Once you joined the Forge Masters, he shut off that whole line of discussion. He's like, no, you don't get to know anything.
Yes,
about
but Chris should get to know some things because it sounds really interesting.
Yep.
But yeah,
well,
like anything. That's what I originally started coming to him to talk about.
Yeah.
It's like, hey,
he
supernals.
Oh yeah, and he's still happy to talk about supernals, but the legacy and what he does with that supernal knowledge.
Oh sure.
Yeah, but yeah, he's like, I mean, let's be honest. Between the two of us, yes, we're going to involve some supernals.
Yeah.
You know, some cherubim, or, you know, I mean, if we really want to get into it, I have an image of a seraphim with a flaming sword knighting somebody. You know, but at this point, it's to what purpose? What authority are we granting somebody, or saying that this person has earned what authority they have? Or so 6 months ago, you established a Prince of New York.
Yeah.
We've had a good relationship. Meta knowledge, or background knowledge, in the past 6 months, the rules have been reinstated, the whole like everybody's going to get along kind of rules, and the little loopholes have been zapped. Basically, vampires and mages are supposed to just get along. And if you don't get along, there are consequences on both sides.
There's people on either side willing to kick your ass.
Right. And so, yeah. But yeah, Hadramiel, you know, kind of says, like, it would kind of be outside of our stuff, but we kind of put her into that place. And it would be good if she stayed in power. I'm spitballing ideas here, and I'm not sure I like this one. but it's the
I
one.
don't hate it.
I know, which is my
It's one
concern.
of those bad ideas that you're like, yeah.
Like it's
When
don't like it, but maybe.
because I mean, she's a great gal. She's right, but she's. I mean, we've had a good relationship. She actually does care and wants, like, she's not like the Invictus were, where the older and more powerful are in charge. She has a democratic committee. You know, they report to her. She's still, you know, the big vampire on the block, but and like begins pacing again as he's like, I have to. Okay, we're obviously not doing something now, and we need to think on this and come up with all the bad. Go talk to Wyrd. And go ask Wyrd if Wyrd comes up with any problems, and has some immediate.
You and I both know Wyrd comes up with problems with literally everything I say.
Yeah, I know. But,
Every plan that comes out of my mouth, Wyrd will find a problem with.
Have I been wrong?
Now, whether it's an acceptable problem,
yeah, the big question is: are the problems enough that we don't go through with this? But and this is the whole counselor provost side. Then we have a little bit of leverage on her. You know how she does not like owing favors. So if we have something that we can do and actually show some like verifiable, because we have done this, now your job is easier. And actually, have Atratus get involved in that and go, you know, at least go, you know, put the offer forward. I mean, like I said, talk to Wyrd first, but you know, that way it's not coming from the hierarch, and it's clear it's coming from some mages that, you know, and she's already got a relationship with you guys,
small friends,
and we're kind of going behind Sun and Winter's back, which neither of us have a problem with.
Big ol' shrug.
Right. Like, he makes his way over back into the kitchen and removes a Dr. Pepper and is just like, Hadramiel does not drink except for soda. And like when it calls for it, it's like, yes, this.
And a sip of wine on Sundays.
Yeah. But yeah. Oh, I don't like that idea, but I don't have a immediate bad, like legitimately the lesser devil, the lesser evil, and I'm not happy with that. But and then of course there's the question of how, you know, call forth a cherubim and have it work a spell with us, or lay a boon upon them, or, and then what do we get? Okay, well, thank you for that.
Glad I could improve your day.
That's just some more level of anxiety and heartburn, and okay.
I can fix
Yeah,
that for you.
I know I'm being metaphorical. And walks over and picks up the scepter and hands this over and says, "That was found in Brooklyn. Paternoster have, yeah. It is basically a souped up Paternoster yantra. It doesn't appear to be. It appears to be an artifact in the fact that it gives a +3 to prime spells, as well as +3 to prime spells and 7 again.
Excuse me?
Can you use it if you're not with Paternoster?
Nope.
No. Damn.
Well, you either can't or you shouldn't.
Right. But no, he definitely says, yeah, no, it does not work. Cause trust me. But yeah, it is a Paternoster artifact, factory, found it, and, well, the, you know, seers that had it, They are no longer with us, but this was left behind. There's a couple soul stones, so we've got some favors that we're going to throw around. It wasn't, well, at least as far as we could tell, the seers who had it were not Paternoster, but that's so they might be moving back into New York. So apparently I need to up my game. So, anytime you and your little strike force, I might call you up.
Let me know.
Yeah. So that's a thing. Not pleased. I've called up some of the old cabal to call in some favors, and so they're asking some questions and poking around to, excuse me, not the cabal, to the Silver Ladder, and so they're calling in some favors and contacts amongst seers to see if we can come up with any real tangible data about Paternoster moving in, because we're putting up with Mammon and the Chancellor stuff down in Lower Manhattan, but I mean, their position is a little weaker after the whole, bloody purge. But I don't want another ministry around here. So, and hopefully, I mean, maybe they just stay in Brooklyn, and it's not technically your guys' problem, but you have so been informed and warned. The Hierarch knows. Most of the Silver Ladder know. Red knows, but at this point, it's not a immediate threat because they are seers. But it's a Paternoster, and I take their very existence as a threat. So I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. And if there's a pause and look, and it's like, you have rubbed off on me, and I'm not mad at it, but
I'm so proud.
Yeah.
It's good.
A little bit of anarchy is good for everybody.
You say to the Silver Ladder counselor, but
Anarchy can be organized. It's fine.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Okay. Right, Dominion. So reach out to the vampires. Wyrd, then the vampires, and then if we can get things aligned, then maybe we anoint her with holy oil and she catches fire. Right. Oh. Yeah.
Maybe I do the anointing.
I'll help.
Yeah.
But yeah. Because if we're summoning a big old cherubim, because that's the other thing. We gotta make it big. We gotta really push it. And that's not something I'm gonna think about, because if the Paternoster are actually moving in. Okay, no. This is I'm starting to see lines and connections that I don't. Yep.
Have a good day, man.
Yeah. Thanks.
Just finger guns and backing out the front door.
Yep. And you hear a clang as he basically just flings the scepter around into a room. He's not gonna break the damn thing. It's an artifact,
nope.
But just nah. Shut the door.
I have never improved a single day of his life.
Nope. Well, no. The day that you
objectively improved.
Yeah.
The day he got to murder Father Victor was probably pretty good.
Yeah. He was like, there's a vampire where? And he does a what? The Lancea and Septum? Oh, you don't say.
Yeah.
Celestial fire, motherfucker.
Oh, that is probably a thing that I forgot to mention.
Mm-hmm.
Or forgot to remember that I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
I have almost certainly a nerd celestial fire at this point.
Okay. Yep. Okay. I'm fine with that.
More paradox, less active hubris.
Yep. Kill with celestial fire with okay. Which adamantine arrow what you've been doing, yeah, that all just kind of checks.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Yep. So, quick question, Wyrd. How much have you been scrying on what's going on?
Can you narrow that question down a little bit?
Well, specifically for the events that we have just seen, how much of it has Wyrd
the last hour
poked her head in on?
Unless there's some indication in the streams of fate that somebody is needing something, then I pretty much leave everyone in their privacy.
Gotcha. So most of the scry windows are on locations and less on people. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. It was just this sudden realization of how much does Wyrd know now? So cool. Oh, jeez. That first episode felt like we were zipping, like we were like struggling to find stuff. Now we're zipping through. So we cut back up to Atratus, arriving at the same cemetery where you had found Catherine. Ghosts of plenty.
Okay.
Ghosts are here and about. Actually, I'm just going to just flat out say the Avernian Gate is here. You haven't been through it, so you don't know where it leads. But you do know, especially working with the Phantasm Society, and Gabe can mention it too, just because Avernian Gates are physically close, do not mean that in the underworld they end up in the same near each other.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this place, ghosts are, abound. The Geist is where he needs to be. At first glance, arriving here and stuff like that, everything seems
Looks
fine.
normal. I want to go, I guess, chat with the Geist and see if he's noticed anything unusual here. I'm thinking it's probably fine.
Yeah, so you go speak with the Geist who, and I can't remember which Geist was here, but you have spoken to him before. Actually,
Cool.
He kind of gives you a look. It's been a bit since you were here, but the last time you were here, you left a Reaper installed into a park bench.
Yeah.
You did get
We
rid of
dealt
it,
with it.
but yeah,
It's fine.
it was 6 months ago. It's over, right? Ghosts don't hold grudges or anything. That would be a very unghostly. The Grudge.
It's not like there's a movie.
Yeah. But yeah, sees you approach, kind of gives Gabe a nod because Gabe does do that whole like, hey, new ghosts in town, and he chats with them and kind of helps establish them and stuff like that. Kind of looks over at you, kind of looks at Rose. Hello again.
Hi. We were looking around for anything unusual that might have come around here.
Could you be a little more specific?
There are cemeteries in the area that have been wiped clean. No ghosts at all. No Geist guarding the gate.
He definitely looks concerned at that. Ghosts and Geists are not, especially like guardian Geists, are not necessarily super knowledgeable. Like just because you become rank 3, potentially rank 4, and like are at this post doesn't necessarily mean that you have some intimate knowledge of the whole system. But he's been around long enough that he's been able to pick up the idea that an empty cemetery is very, very weird.
Mm-hmm.
No bell.
And yeah, not just empty, like no hint of death at all. No Geist guarding the gate, which is
That's
super wrong.
right. Unless
So yeah, I want to know if you had seen anything or heard anything.
I haven't seen or heard anything here. And points at Gabe and says he's the one who kind of, bounces around between all the cemeteries. And so if somebody else would have heard something, as I don't know of anything, every ghost here is more or less accounted for. There hasn't been a new ghost showing up and being dragged to its body as an anchor. I've seen 1 or 2 ghosts dragged through the gates as their anchors fall away. But nothing like picking the graveyard clean or anything, or wiping away anything. And just a passing thought, what happens when somebody new is buried in that wiped out cemetery of yours?
I don't know.
Because they'd be like me, right?
You become the guardian?
Potentially, right? Because first body becomes the guardian.
Possibly.
Somebody
trying to make a gate guardian?
But to what purpose? Well, not my problem.
Yeah.
But you can see there is some concern because now he's like,
yeah.
well, if they did that over there and they didn't done it to 2 cemeteries, what would they come here next? And so he's worked that mental calculus and gone, that's a potential problem. But yeah, he's not like
basically wanted to keep heads up, keep an eye out. Just be aware that this is happening. I don't know how they would contact me to get help if something starts happening.
Not that I mean, the guy says I have no idea how you'd be able to get in contact with me.
I don't have a ghost phone.
No.
That's probably something you could totally make, though.
I mean, I could.
Oh, yeah, actually,
put a
Death
phone
was...
in Twilight. It is now, they can have it.
Mm-hmm. Now, just having some way that it actually works without cell signal, forces matter. Matter does activate things. Yeah, if you want to get, go chat with Songbird and get some, conceptual ideas, because obviously death magic is not his thing.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, death matter forces together could probably make a phone that could work across Twilight.
If you're just talking about, because you don't even need forces if you're doing like Wondrous Machine kind of stuff. So yeah, it's something to think about. As the storyteller, I'm sure there's something you can come up with, but I'm going to leave that for you guys to figure out. I'm not wasting any brain cells on that. I got enough shit on my plate.
I'm not playing a mage anymore. I'm not going to creative thumb your spells.
Okay. I'm worried that this is somehow tied to the cemeteries that the Senators hit up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't at their main cemetery, but at the other ones.
Right.
Because it's not here, but it is. Do you say I could call Rebecca?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gabe.
Yeah.
Between Gabe being able to go down and Rebecca actually has the Geist power that enables
the Geist phone that will work across the underworld.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to call her and just fill her in on what I've gathered.
Okay. Yeah. So you basically thank the Geist. Rose is meanwhile staring at this guy who's this rank 3, and starts driving back to the Rookery. Where do you put it on speakerphone?
No.
Okay.
Because
and
this person is a stranger to her right now.
But Gabe was there, so it wasn't true. Okay. So yeah, you call and the signal is terrible. But in that like horror movie, you're able to make out everything, but there's so much static and extra weird sounds and stuff like that, and the wailing of the dead. But Rebecca, however, is cheerful mom as ever, goes, Atratus, honey, this isn't a regular call. No, actually, I'm pretty sure you guys don't have a regular call because she doesn't have the time for it. But yeah, Atratus, honey, what did we usually call you? What's going on?
I've been looking into the lack of ghosts that have been passing through your gates.
And it's all just a coincidence and nothing weird is happening.
Yeah, definitely. No.
Yeah, okay.
There are at least 2 cemeteries up here that are in
right, and
the area you all used to frequent.
Right, and you just name them because it's literally the only two.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. They're empty. Like, completely empty. No guardians, no ghosts, no any sort of death energies at all.
That I'm not going to say impossible because I'm a dead woman talking through a phone to somebody over in the living world. But what?
Yeah.
Like no. The gates are there, right?
Yeah, there's no one at the gate.
They're closed, at least? They're not like just
They're
a big...
closed.
Okay. Because it's like, if it's a big sucking hole of death, I mean, maybe that could...
No, they're closed, but they have no guardians, they have no ghosts. I went to another cemetery to see just sort of how far this was ranging. The one in New York is fine. The guys there did float the idea that maybe someone is trying to make new guardians.
But to what purpose? I mean, potentially? I mean, I've never heard of a thing. I will ask around over here and see, because there's some old motherfuckers. Excuse me. Oh, God. The language down here is terrible. It's gotten to me. But there are some older folks down here. I mean, they might know something. I'll ask around and I'll call you back when I can. But that's weird. So
yeah, my big concern was that this seems to be happening at your cemeteries,
right,
the ones that go to you,
right. And I'll admit, I hope it's a personal vendetta somebody has against the Phantasm Society and not some worldwide ghost-eating plague or something. Yeah, maybe they're picking on us. I'll admit, like, it's kind of an ego boost. Maybe we're onto something, but at the same time, it sucks. And that's a lot of people who are gone.
Yeah, I don't know what. I guess they're just gone.
Because there are some folks out there who eat ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
But to clear an entire graveyard is... Multiple graveyards is terrifying. Like, the power... Because, like, it's the lions and bison or other herd animals, like, one-on-one, sure, but not against a whole herd of them. Not with the Guardian Geist around. Like, they've already got to be toting, like, crazy, phantasmic, cosmic genie powers or some shit stuff. Oh, so tired of this place.
I have an idea of some magic that might have had an effect here. I'm going to ask around the people who know how to do that.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm going to keep investigating here to see what's up. I guess call me if you notice anything on your end.
Okay, yeah, I'll ask around, ask some of these old fogies what they know. Yeah. Is Gabe behaving?
He's doing fine. Here, do you want to talk to him?
No. Gabe just has this sudden look over at the phone, just like the half, because he's hearing your side of the conversation and goes, "What did she say? What did she say? Rebecca, you suck." Yep, I miss him too. Okay. Yeah, look into your stuff on your end. Don't poke your head. Take Songbird and Gabe with you or something so somebody can punch something.
Yeah.
I know you are a delicate flower and you are, just, you can't do anything by yourself. The sarcasm, Craig, the sarcasm.
Atratus, I know.
Yeah, especially when it comes to death stuff. Okay, I'll call you as soon as I hear anything. Hopefully tomorrow, maybe even later to night, morning. What time is it?
afternoon.
Oh, okay.
I don't think time super tracks down there, right?
No, not at all. So, yeah, I'll call you, and hopefully it won't be in the middle of the night. Though, with my luck, it probably will be.
It'll be fine.
Okay. Take care.
Mm-hmm.
Click.
Okay. And yeah, at some point I want to call up Songbird, see if they can come see anything here that I couldn't.
Yep.
Because that should cover.
Sure.
That'll cover the rest of the Arcana.
Sounds like there's a bunch to talk about at dinner tonight.
Yep. So
Cool.
yes, late afternoon, driving back to the Rookery, Rose is like making comments about what Titus has got planned for dinner. And that is where we will end episode 101. Oh man, it's so good to be back. Like, I loved being a player, but man, it is good to be back. Not necessarily behind the wheel, because no. I'm just glad to have my baby's back, and that I can torture and abuse and throw all sorts of problems at, and then have to deal with the crazy solutions that they come up with that I don't foresee. It is like, I don't know, Chris, if it was the same for you, but it is half the fun of storytelling mage is going, what, hang on, where are you going?
Gotcha. Wait, what?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a lovely little house of cards you bought.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys for joining us. Greatly appreciate it. It is a blast to hang out with you, and I've actually got stuff set up, so I'm actually watching chat a little bit more closely. Thank you for joining us. It is very cool to be back. As always, join us on Discord. We love to chat with you guys. We love to hear about what you're playing, what you think about the shows and episodes and what happened and this, that, and the other. And like every time somebody hits 35 and 36. Oh man, it's great.
It's so good.
So we're gonna do something real buck wild soon, so we can give another mile marker.
Yeah, I've got a couple things in the quiver here. There's a reason I'm throwing several story hook problems all at the same time, because we're going to see how many things you guys can juggle. Because I realize that's the best way to handle a bunch of mages, especially when they have this much freaking arcana. So, thank you guys. Come join us, like I said, on Discord, yeetinto.space. If you want to support us monetarily, that is staylucky.club. Come by on Tuesday. We're doing some more of that Technocracy, which is Mage the Ascension, which has been wacky, wild, like Men in Black. It's been some funky shenanigans. I pulled a Songbird and I smacked something over the head so hard, and then somebody shot it and it exploded all over me, and there's covered in goo, but it's okay. My character got ice cream afterwards. So, yeah. Don't worry. It all makes sense in character.
And the ice cream is a salient point and all that. I love that. That's
my character has a bunch of gene engineering, which has genetic flaws. In this particular case, he has 2 different gene engineerings, and they both increase his appetite and hunger. So he's an 18-year-old gene engineered, like super strength, super dexterity character, he's just hungry all the time, always snacking. He's pulling a Brad Pitt. Anyways, we will see you guys next time on the Rookery, I guess.
Stay lucky.